and let's get this party going. Properly this time. Just watch this opening cutscene again.
A bizarre incident occurred.
Look forward to when I stream the GameCube version and we skip everything.
Raccoon City. It was later revealed that the terrible disaster had been caused by the T virus, a mutagenic toxin created by the International.
So yeah, Resident Evil 2 is set in the future.
For use in bioweapon experiments.
It's not something I ever hear anybody really talk about.
Immediately began investigation in the affair. The case was apparently closed, thanks to the efforts of STAR's members Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine.
Also, don't forget Barry. We're not doing it on GameCube right now, mostly because so I was doing it on Dreamcast on Sunday, and before that, it was the GameCube version, so I'm kind of mixing and matching RE2 at the minute. Yeah, no, RE1 came out in 96, but it's set in 98. RE2 came out in January 98, I think it was, but it's set in late September 98.
I'm finally here.
I would actually stream the N64 version, but that game is a pain for capture cards. Because if you have the expansion pack for the N64, then Resident Evil 2 will have a dynamic resolution scaling solution. Depending on how many enemies are on screen at any one time, it will change the resolution for each scene. And capture cards, I think some capture cards don't do it, but the Elgato, which I'm currently using, certainly does. Will have to adjust to recapture after the resolution change, and it creates a major problem both capturing and just playing through the capture card. Which is a shame because the N64 version is really neat.
Look, I'm sorry I bothered you, okay? Just don't come any closer.
There are so many jokes to make here about Americans and food. It's September, guys. It's not Black Friday yet. You don't have to start banging on the windows to get in.
Wait! Don't shoot!
Get down!
Yeah, I will say, like, watching this,
Can't stay out here. Head to the police station. It'll be a lot safer.
watching this sequence on Dreamcast, really has spoiled me because the cutscenes look so much better in that, like completely uncompressed and full screen. It's really neat on Dreamcast.
Okay.
I'm not getting any more signs on my end, so the bandwidth isn't an issue, thankfully.
Radio.
That seems to have evened out. Hopefully
Yeah, first day on the job. Great.
hopefully the stream just evens out as we go along.
Mine's Claire. Claire Redfield. I came to find my brother Chris.
My brother Chris Redfield.
Hey, could you open the glove box?
Sure. There's a gun inside.
Better take it with you.
I feel like the knife that Claire has on her chest is kinda crazy. It's like, oh hey, I'm just gonna ride into town and check out this diner with a knife on my chest.
Still in one piece.
That maniac's gonna whip!
Excellent, that's good to hear.
Run!
Get out! Now, if I wasn't actually in work tomorrow, we'd run through both Claire A and Leon B. We're doing Claire A now. The aim is to have the endgame timer be under 2.5 hours.
Leon!
This is not a speed run,
Head to the station. I'll meet you there.
but we are going to want to be doing things pretty quickly. The artifact on that is awful. They were parted by an unescapable destiny. This is just the beginning of their worst nightmare. Or if you know the future, their first nightmare. Oh, Resident Evil 2. Something I actually realised very recently, I have actually played this game like enough to the detriment of like the entire rest of the series.
Freeze!
Hey, Kendo.
What are you doing here?
So I played this game that
Don't
much,
shoot
and when I'm
me,
going,
I'm
when
human.
I'm in the mood to play a Resident Evil, it's RE2. So here's the thing, like, oh yeah, no, I got my PSP, I got my PSP Go, I'll carry around in my pocket because it's so convenient and portable and compact. And that pause game feature, boys. That pause game feature, boys and girls.
Going on in this
It's beautiful.
Hold on.
Well, it's like, yeah, no, I'll kill some time, RE2.
Darling. By the time I noticed,
Yeah, I got a couple hours to myself,
the entire
RE2.
city was infested with zombies.
And as a result, I've not actually focused on RE3, RE1, Code Veronica at all in years, and I have fallen so far off the bandwagon with them. And it's crazy. I'm sure he's fine. Those were probably like celebratory screams and celebratory glass breaking. Okay, let's try to get past these guys with minimal fuss. It's 9 shots. Claire's handgun carries 13. We're not picking up any ammo until we get to the police station. So we need to make these last 4 shots count. Which means avoid these guys. Watch out for that guy, because he can be a pain. This room is actually not a problem if you don't dawdle, because these guys take way too long to get up. You want to let this zombie on the floor right here take a bite out of you, because you will immediately kill it. And then this one is the big question. Went down in 2 shots, that's good. That means we still have 2 shots left in the handgun. This is the trickiest room on the way to the police station. Damn it, I'm gonna get caught by that other one as well. Yep. It's a good thing this isn't a speed run, or that'd be the run. Oh no 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 no. Like I was saying, it's a good thing this is not a speed run, or that would be run over immediately. That was awful. Yeah, it's like the most dangerous room on the way to the police station. And there's Brad. We'll be back for him later. Again, not a speed run, so we will be coming back for him. So this run has started really badly, actually. And it's a big part, like that kind of thing is a big part of the reason why I do not do speed runs. Make no mistake, I can get through this game fast, but there are way too many mistakes for it to be a speed run. And the good news here is we have a nice little cutscene here, so I can take a drink.
Hang in there. Are you the only officer left in the building?
Who are you?
So, all of the
They're
later
Redfield.
versions have some
I'm
really
looking
neat
for my brother
features. The
Chris.
N64 version
We
has the
lost
item
contact with
randomizer,
him
which is really
Over
cool.
10 days ago,
Worth messing
Chris,
around with.
Jill
The
Barry,
Dreamcast version has the full
every
screen
last Stars
FMVs.
team member
It
has
looks really nice.
disappeared.
If you have a VGA cable, it outputs really
What
nicely.
happened?
The VMU on the Dreamcast really cool. It displays both your current weapon, the remaining ammo in your current weapon, and your current health status, which I really like.
In a mansion
And the
located
GameCube
in the
version,
outskirts of this
like the
city,
N64 version, features both scenarios
Chris
on
and
one
the other stars
one format.
members
64, both scenarios are in one
discovered
cartridge.
that
In the
Umbrella
GameCube,
was
both scenarios are in
behind everything.
one disc,
at the
which
risk
is
of
really
their own
nice.
lives.
It's also the
No
only
one
console version where you can
believes
skip
them.
cutscenes like this. You can skip the FMVs in all the
okay?
versions, but in the GameCube version you can
Don't
skip the
worry
in-game
about me.
cutscenes too.
Just rescue the survivors in the other rooms.
Oh, that's good to hear, s.a.a.
Take this key card. You should be able to
Watch it in
unlock
the
the
full
doors in the
screen
hall.
resolution that it was meant to be
Now go.
displayed. And then bear in mind that I'm upscaling this to 720p.
Just go.
You know the PS1 only output at like 240?
Just hang in there. I'll be back
It's
soon.
crazy. Also, we're playing with smoothing off. So these pixels are all sharp and jaggy, and these polygons, you can cut yourself on them. So be very careful there. Alright, let's grab this handgun ammo. And let's immediately reload. And use this card. Oh, I'm telling you, like playing these old games on modern TVs. It's like I love my retro gaming. A lot of people are into your 2D stuff like the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Mega Drive. Some people are into revisiting the Master System. Revisiting your early 3D consoles can be a major pain. We're not going to grab those files. We will grab this. Just in case. I'm sure that was nothing. Nothing to worry about. What do you mean, what am I getting first, s.a.a? Check this body twice, you'll get more handgun ammo. And the introduction to the new major enemy of the game. I still don't quite understand what you mean by where. Run around this guy. That first aid spray is that herb is not worth it. Fun fact, a lot of people miss this, but when Leon first sees that liquor in Leon A, he just straight up says, "Oh boy," in a really weird tone of voice. It's kind of weird. I want to take out the woman here first. Back ourselves into the corner, because this is a corridor we're going to be down quite a bit. So we want to take out all of these guys. Again, not a speed run. Oh, we'll be getting that herb later, because we'll be back through that corridor again, just not yet. Because if we go for that herb there, the chance of the liquor getting us is way too great. Awesome. Like, chances are, we go for that herb, the liquor will totally get us. Alright, we'll use one of these herbs to fix the mistake that I made outside, and we will visit this safe room and drop some stuff off. Yeah, the ammo, the gunpowder system was introduced in RE3 actually. RE3 did actually have less ammo than RE2 in it, but it made up for it with the gunpowder system. which was used for basically everything. You could craft handgun ammo, shotgun ammo, I think you could craft all of your grenade rounds, and magnum ammo. And if you did it right, you could end up with more magnum ammo than basically any other game in the series. So that was neat. Yeah, you can actually sneak past the lickers to an extent. If you enter a room with a licker in and you don't immediately run or shoot, it will not spot you. That said, if you get too close, which you'll have to do in almost every location they appear in, they will spot you and they will go for you. And I'm probably gonna demonstrate that by never actually killing that licker. Because we'll have to go back through that corridor anyway, after we get the unicorn medal. So we'll grab the herb then, but we will never actually kill that licker. Alright, let's get out of here. Move quick enough here. So we're actually on 5 viewers at the minute, which I think is the most this stream has ever actually had at once. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We check this file. Even though I said we're not going to get any files, we have to get that to get the unicorn medal. You could knife the licker to death, it wouldn't be a smart idea. And I'm pretty sure it'd notice you. We get that G launcher. We're not going to check Wesker's desk. Fun fact, if you... there was a point, actually, back when I was doing commentaries, when I did this game, I actually spent a bunch of time trying to get a first aid kit out of the bag near Rebecca's desk, and one of my subscribers, one of our subscribers very kindly reminded me that that's not this game, that's RE3. That's kind of an issue I have with a lot of stuff, where the layouts are very similar or are the same, and I get things confused in my head. I was a little worried about doing that with a remake, actually, but the way the game was presented so differently really helped me keep it straight. Oh, you want to try fun with the knife? Try knifing Nemesis to death. It's possible. Watch out for those guys. And also those guys. Yeah, some genius figured it out. It was figured out back in the day, actually. It wasn't even a recent challenge that somebody decided to put themselves through on the internet. You can knife Nemesis to death, and it takes like 167 knife swings. Yeah, so now we just run. There we go. Oh, jeez. But yeah, it's like getting too close to the licker. Walking underneath the licker counts as that. The licker will always notice you if you walk underneath it. Which, like I say, is something you pretty much have to do at any point. Basically any point you see them in the game. So we'll grab the spade key. And we're also going to go outside and say hello to Brad. Excuse me. Alright, so let's go and give Brad his going away present. Now, Brad's actually tougher than a standard zombie. So you want to be a little more careful with him. And then you check his body, and you get the special key. And also, a little Easter egg I want to show off here. If you kill all the zombies in this area, whether it's Brad or the other zombies, and then head over here, there is actually a way to change the camera angle. Like, there's a secret camera angle, and I cannot remember how to activate it, and I'm not going to waste any more time trying to do it. But basically what happens is the camera shifts, and you can see through the main gate from the outside, and that's really kind of neat. And there's like 3 zombies there trying to get him. It's like, look it up on YouTube. It's really neat to see. Okay, I'm going to drop this off. Keep the herb on me, and don't reload the pistol. Probably should have put the grenade launcher away, actually. We'll be in the other safe room in a minute. And again, since we've not killed the licker, walk through here. A speedrunner would probably either run or straight up kill the licker on the way back, just to make this faster. But we're not doing that. And if we had ran, the licker would have definitely aggroed, and would probably have tried to hit us with its like jumping lunge, which is one of the single most damaging attacks in the game, and I think can kill you straight out from caution. Grab the crank handle. There is a file here for Claire, which we're not getting. One thing I really do want with the remake is, at some point I need to buy the original soundtrack DLC. So I do want that original soundtrack playing throughout the remake station. But I've not gotten around to it yet. Okay, and now we're going to pop in here. Definitely put away the grenade launcher. We're not going to need that for a while. Probably should have used more handgun bullets on Brad, actually. I'm going to put you here. The crank doesn't need to be used for a while. So that's all good. And check out what the special key does. I'm going to change the outfit. We're going to spend the entire game in Claire's alternate. And we're also going to take this gun. The Colt Single Action Army, and if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, that is also the same handgun that Revolver Assault uses. So what we're going to do is we're going to use up these remaining 9 shots in the handgun. And we're going to switch to the Single Action Army. It has its upsides and downsides. The upside is that it fires way faster than Claire's standard handgun. The downside is it's 6 shots compared to the 13. But the reload is pretty fast. And if you're counting your shots anyway like you should be doing, then shouldn't be too much of an issue.
Help me!
Alright, so let's see if we can get past this guy. There, let's go. Yeah, you want to be careful with that, because the zombies will turn around so fast. If you are too close, they will definitely grab you. They'll be right on top of you, and it'll be very embarrassing for you.
Leon!
Claire, you made it.
Yeah. Have you seen a little girl around here?
Yeah, you just missed her. Who is she?
I love how nonchalant Leon is that there's a random 12-year-old girl running around alone
Leon,
in a zombie-infested police station.
Find us a way out of here.
Of course. But before I forget, here's a radio. That way we can keep in touch if something comes up.
I love these PS1 models. Also, head down here. There's some handgun ammo, which, as you can clearly see, we need more of. Definitely. Also, open this. Flame rounds. We'll be using those later. The library. That gets everybody on the first time. Now let's see if I remember this offhand, because I feel like I usually end up forgetting this. Feel like I've done it wrong already. Just push you to the left. Yep, there we go. Messed it up with my first move. Okay, so there are 3 stones throughout the police department, and this is the goal we'll be having for the... pretty much the entirety of the police department, actually. The police station. Excuse me, I just have to really keep clearing my throat. Now, if you can, you want to get past as many of these zombies without killing them as possible, because they will despawn later. Also, there are no zombies here. Want to watch out, because there's going to be one right there. We go. The problem when you know that there are ones there is, are they close to the camera transition? Because even your veteran will have it where zombie has gotten too close to the camera transition, the camera's turned, and bam, you've been bit. Right, so let's get rid of this. I want to put you here, here, here. Put you here. Throw you up here with a knife. Put you here, move the knife up. And also grab a herb. Just in case. And then don't forget to equip that gun. And also grab the lighter. And then put the lighter away. Should have grabbed the lighter before we went to the chest. Organising the box is going to kill my time. It really is. Ignore these zombies and just head through here. We need the fire, but we don't need it yet. Unlock this door. Check this corpse twice. And then don't stop running. And now everybody's safe forever. There's a crashed helicopter there. I wonder how that happened. Alright, so this is another area where you don't actually want to take out any of these zombies if you can avoid it. Because you will only be here twice, once to get through and once to get back. So if you can avoid taking any of them out, you're good. Yeah, you know, I think that's the only place the crow's actually appearing in this game. I might be forgetting somewhere else, but I'm pretty sure it is. Grab the bow gun. A lot of people write the bow gun off, but there's a few rooms that it is actually really good for. And let's take a look out here. The zombies have invaded the loading screens. Nowhere is safe. Well, see you. Alright, let's try and get out of here without taking anyone down. Watch out for you, dodge around you. It's usually the woman who gives me the most trouble. Oh, we just made that, it was good. And we'll never have to go there again. We're all good. Perfect. Use the valve handle. Those classic Resident Evil sound effects. Take the valve handle back. If we check the helicopter, we should get something from the wreckage, actually. Handgun bullets that somehow survived the fire. Alright, now the crows will still be here. But just keep moving, shouldn't have a problem with them. Bada bing. And no, those two zombies will have despawned. Stock scream. Okay, and we go in here to grab the diamond key. Awesome. With Leon, yeah, you can actually get this room done within one go because you will have the lighter. Leon starts with a lighter and is thus able to he's able to go in there with both red jewels from the start, which is good. Okay, what I want to do, this way is faster actually. Can make it through here. Four shots. It's the ladder. Damn it. I got stuck on the banister. That's it, boys. Run's cancelled. See you again tomorrow. Let me reload my handgun while I remember. Also, want to remember to grab the lighter. No, in RE2, both Claire and Leon have the same amount of inventory space. It's 8 slots each. In Resident Evil 1, Jill has 8 inventory slots, Chris has 6. You can extend either Leon or Claire's with the side pack that you find in the armory, but whichever character you use it for, the other character will not be able to get it. They spotted us. Yeah, the developers termed it the zapping mechanic. The interconnectivity between scenario A and scenario B. And the armory is one of the few places it actually comes into effect. Whatever you grab as the scenario A character in the armory, if you grab the side pack or the submachine gun, whichever you pick, or if you pick both, it will not be there in scenario B. In RE1, yeah, Chris is the harder character to play as. There's no real argument for that. In the remake, they try to follow the same idea, but Chris actually ends up being the easier mode despite that, because the new mechanics don't balance it out. For example, the inventory space is kind of negated by the need for the lighter, because Chris has the lighter as his standard secondary item. Jill has to give up an inventory spot for it. So if you want to burn those Crimson Heads, if you want to burn those zombies, stop them becoming Crimson Heads, Jill has to give up a space for the lighter. Also, Chris has a higher headshot percentage, which means he has a better chance of making sure zombies do not come back as Crimson Heads. And alongside that, with the increased difficulty of the game, Chris having more health is way more helpful than Jill's extra inventory, which, because of the lighter, adds up to 1 extra inventory slot. Okay, so I want this guy down. Grab more bone gun bolts. And also check here with the lockpick. Excellent. Oh no, I'm sorry about the remake. Like, in RE1, Chris is harder, no doubt. In remake, Chris is probably easier because the new mechanics kind of renegotiate that. No, I will grab the detonator first. Otherwise I won't have room for the detonator. Hey, Marvin. I always thought that was so cool as a kid. That's a sweet reload. Yes, I will. Combine these two. Now we can go pick up that herb. But yeah, like, Chris does definitely work out as probably easier in the remake because the new mechanics kind of readjust the balance. Remake's really fun. It is definitely harder than the original. Not just because of the Crimson Heads and stuff, the zombies are actually tougher. Right, let's go this way. Would have been worth me actually killing this guy. I've been through here too often. No Claire. No Claire. Targeting the wrong zombie there. The bow gun. We won't need the bow gun actually for a bit. And we're going to use the detonator right now. Yeah, those old school zombie sound effects. I was actually playing Code Veronica, the original Code Veronica on Dreamcast recently. And at one point they do straight up have the same sound effects as the zombies in this, and it was like, ooh, that's neat. That's the nostalgia hitting. Because if I have nostalgia for anything, it's totally sound cues. Well, see you.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
So he'll actually turn around if you try to get past him, or if you examine the corpse on the desk.
Are you Chief Irons?
Yes, that's me. And just who are you? No, don't bother telling me. It makes no difference. You'll end up just like all the others. That's the mayor's daughter. I was told.
It's a
to
really
look
neat
after
effect they've done for the
but I
long
failed
hair in a PS1 game.
miserably. Just look at her. She
Because
was
essentially she is a 3D model,
her skin,
but the hair
short.
after a certain part off the head is clearly a 2D texture
But it will soon
on the background. But that's actually a really neat effect they've done to generate the long hair.
There must be some.
Because you just didn't see characters with long hair like that in PS1 games.
A manner of speaking, there is. Either by putting a bullet through her brain, or by decapitating her completely.
Because like anytime you saw a character with long hair in a PS1 game, it was always like a ponytail or a braid. Like Claire has a ponytail in this. Lara Croft had a ponytail in the Tomb Raider games after the first Tomb Raider.
Please. I'd really like to be alone now.
There were some characters in the Final Fantasy games on PS1 that had long hair. Tifa had long hair, Aerith had long hair, Renoa in 8, Garnet in 9 had long hair. But they were, more than anything, like just like one solid block. Like, especially Tifa in RE7, her hair was just like one solid block of polygon. Though thinking about it, Renoa's hair in 8 did actually look pretty decent.
Easy there. I'm not a zombie. You're safe now.
Keistis had tied up hair with, I think, like
Leon, come in.
bangs
I
down
found
the
the door,
sides,
and I cleared the
and
wreckage that was
Selfie
blocking
had
the corridor.
shoulder length hair. But Renoa did actually have hair that flowed down the back because, you know, Square like to show off.
Sherry.
Do you know
I think she did. Anyway, I'd have to check
They
it
both
again.
work at the Umbrella Chemical Plant.
Pay no attention to the polygons on Sherry's neck as they disappear.
the chemical plant? Then what are you doing here?
My mom called.
Did I say RE7? It meant
Police
FF7.
station because it was too dangerous to stay at home.
From the look of things, I'd say she was probably right.
But if you take Tifa into the caverns below Cosmo Canyon, then yeah, Tifa totally
But there's
kills
something
zombies.
out there. I don't know what it is, but I saw it. Much larger than any of those zombies. And it's coming after me.
What was that?
That's what I was telling you about. It's here.
Sherry, wait!
So what did I actually come in here for? Wasn't a first aid spray. Wasn't that? Do I get a key up here? So I'm just following the sequence in my head, but when I actually sit down to think about the sequence as I go through it, I kind of forget what I'm actually doing. And it's just like, I know doing this gets me further through the game, but I don't remember how. And it's like,
Chief?
I'm pretty sure that should be the heart key on the desk. And that'll get us into the basement. There we go. And this is our goal for the police station. The 3 tablets. The 3 stones. Yeah, I have, you know, I should have brought the jewels. But the jewels can wait until I come back. That said, if I leave the jewels, I will forget them. I know I will. Which means I want to put this away. And grab both jewels now, because otherwise I know I will forget them. So let's go do that now. Yeah, the book was the Chief's Diary. Again, we are not actually aiming to collect the files. I picked up the Secretary Diary B, mostly because, for some reason, I thought it looked like a first aid spray on its side. Because I am the stupid. In my head, I knew it was the Secretary Diary, but something said to me, oh, it's a first aid spray on the side, even though they never appear like that. Just in the environment. So here we get half of the bluestone. I once heard one of the best descriptions with any kind of puzzle thing like this in Resident Evil being you always have to collect 4 of something. And with Claire A, with just Claire in RE3, in RE2, it looks like you only have to collect 3 of something, but one of them is broken in half, so it's actually 4 again. Gonna be honest with you, getting the maps means absolutely nothing to me, because I never look at them. It's like, probably gonna grab the map for the police station because it's in the safe, and the safe also has grenade rounds. But I never actually look at the map scenario 2, except for there's a couple of times in Leon B where the map is brought up automatically after you meet Ben. I think that happens in Leon A actually as well. After you meet Ben, Ben tells you to go through the kennels, and the kennels will then pop up on your map. We'll grab that later. And also in Leon B, after you do the first aider sequence, the chief's office pops up on the map after the conversation with Claire. Check this body. Now, one goal for this room is to get through it without having to take out everybody, which is possible if you are quick. I am not quick. Fortunately, it's not a difficult room. You know, I'm sure there's more than 3 zombies here. So the safe combination. 2, 2, 3, 6. Acid rounds and the map for the police station. We use the heart key here. It's the only key in the police station that has only one use. 2 herbs there. We will be able to grab them. Because we will be visiting a safe room. And there are dogs down here. The dogs are somewhat similar to the lickers in that their aggro is mostly based on sound, although they can spot you. There's one down. There's another one as well, but I think there's actually 2 more down here. Alright. There it is. Damn it. And now when we come back, they will have despawned. So we don't need to worry about them. Also, first red herb of the game. Always want those red herbs. Now this can be really awkward for probably not so much first time players, but people who have played the game before and don't realise the sequence. To activate the next cutscene, you actually have to go into this room. You don't even have to do anything in this room, you just have to go in and back out. And if you remember that there's supposed to be something that happens here, but you forget that it's because you went in the room, or you weren't aware that it was triggered because you went in the room, that can be a pain on replays.
We've got to go now, honey, okay? If we stay here, that monster will find us. Let's go.
No, I won't.
What's the matter?
Generally, when I'm not aiming for like a really fast run, I will do 2 safety saves. One at the end of the police station, one at the start of the lab.
He's over there. I heard him call my name.
Generally to keep the saves down so we can get the A rank.
Daddy must have been attacked by the monsters.
Every time you save, it does count against your rank. That said, if I'm going to save in this game, I will be saving in Scenario A.
Sherry!
Because the final boss of Scenario A is something I am very inconsistent at. So we might not save until the lab, but we will definitely save somewhere in the lab. So this can be kind of awkward for Sherry, because she cannot outrun these dogs. But, a neat little thing, Sherry has more health than any other character in this game. Likely because she cannot actually defend herself. Oh no, whenever I play Metal Gear Solid, Psycho Mantis is like, always like, oh, you have not saved often. It's like, depending on how I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 1, I'll have saved like once by that point. Oh no, Sherry has death animations and everything. And Sherry can die. I think it is just to compensate that Sherry is the only character who cannot defend herself. The first aid spray also lowers your rank if you use it, so the first aid spray should always be your last resort. Yeah, there's more to that Psycho Mantis line and I cannot remember it. Like, you have not saved often. You are somewhat... There you go, you are somewhat reckless. Get the club key. Also want to go out of my way to get those extra grenade rounds. Yeah, I was getting the Psycho Mantis bit confused in my head. It was like, you're either very cautious or a coward. Like, wait, no, that isn't right. That's what he says, like, oh, you're very wary of traps. You're very wary of traps. You are either very cautious or you are a coward. That said, the whole memory card thing is something I really like with the Psycho Mantis bit. Definitely going to have to do Metal Gear Solid at some point. As I'm actually debating going through it very soon for the channel on YouTube. And Sherry also doesn't have animations for when she is injured. So that was nasty. That also happens at the start. If you take too long to get off the docks, the Colonel makes a comment about
Sherry,
how long you've taken.
Are you okay? Did you find your dad?
Yes, I'm okay. But I couldn't find him. But I did find something else for you. Here. Here's another.
Probably shouldn't throw those grenade rounds, Sherry.
Thanks, sweetie. Now, why don't you come over here?
But no, as far as Sherry's health goes, the biggest danger is that she doesn't have a separate animation for when she's injured.
Can't reach the ventilation.
It's like playing RE1 all over again.
But don't worry, I'll find another way. I can take care of myself.
Wait, Sherry, come back. Sherry! Sherry!
And we never saw her again. Grab those grenade rounds. Also, definitely going to make use of this club key. And also going to pull the bowgun out again. Hey, Bane, how you doing? How's this fine night treating you? In fact, actually, let me get the grenade launcher out so I can put those together. Wrong one. Okay, the diamond key will be used. Yeah, I remember where the diamond key goes. No, we don't need more bowgun ammo. We're gonna want to avoid the lickers, actually. Yeah, I know what I'm thinking. The bowgun isn't great if you're intending to use it for anything other than zombies, but for a room full of zombies, a decent number of bowgun bolts will clear that room. No, my big concern at the minute is we're going to be going past some lickers. And I do not... Damn it. I do not want to mess around with the lickers around when I'm not using a grenade launcher here. Because the dogs have despawned here and now there are lickers. Alright, here we go. I think this music piece is actually unique to the morgue. You know what? I will agree with you, Bane, about the bowgun in Code Veronica. Not so much in this. I mean, look at that. The room's cleared. 5 shots. It's just about good use of the bowgun. We're gonna burn through so much more with the handgun there. Is this gonna end the run? No. Awesome. Playing it risky there. If that licker would have leapt and caught me, that would have been it. Thankfully, I wanted this herb here, so I wouldn't have to waste a red and green on a caution. And we need to be in here anyway for this. Up. Down. Up. Up. Down. Yeah, I've never actually done the menu glitch in Code Veronica, but infinite explosive bowgun bolts would break that game apart, you know, in such a good way. Yeah, definitely the spark shot. You want to complain about a weapon in this game? I complain about the spark shot, not the bowgun. Okay, excuse me, sir. The spark shot in the remake was actually an improvement. You could do a lot of good stuff with it. But the spark shot in this, I do not like at all. Okay, and that is it for here, just the extra ammo. Do not try and use the bowgun on the lickers, that is a bad idea. And my recommendation is to go back in here to reset the liquor positions, because trying to run all the way out past that liquor is not a good idea. And now we can just walk out. And now we can run, because they can't catch me. Yeah, suckers. Yeah, the spark shot comes later. I will pick it up and then use it like once maybe. I don't like it in this game. I really do not like it. Acid rounds, which always appreciated. Yeah, the flamethrower in this game is worthless, even against the Ivies. The remake, I was so happy with it, and I think Leon ends up having an easier time in the lab, in the plant area of the lab, because of the flamethrower than Claire does. It deals with them so much better than the, You know what? The best way through this, actually, will be through the main hall. Yeah. Deals with the Ivies so much better than Claire's flame rounds do in the remake. Yeah, you told me about that G3 action. No, I want to go back in there actually, get used to the bowgun, then drop it off when I head back to the chest, because the extra ammo slots will be appreciated. The extra item slots will be appreciated. But G3, I think G3 is like the worst boss in that game. But yeah, if you can get a zombie with all 3 shots, that's a zombie down, pretty much guaranteed. And at that point, it is just so helpful. So let's go drop some stuff off at the item chest. Yeah, I do think, as far as the remake goes, my least favourite fights were G3, followed by G2. Wasn't overly fond of how precise the timing on G2 was. It feels like every time I do that fight, I end up killing myself first. Put this back now, because we will actually get a that green herb, and there is a red in the corridor that follows. Also, go back, I forgot the lighter. Ooh, 3 times. That is, that's excessive. There's something else in this series that's like that, actually. I can't remember what it is. Is it this series, or is it a different one where you play it on a higher difficulty? It is, it's RE5. When you play RE5 on a higher difficulty, the first Ouroboros monster takes more shots in the furnace. If you play it on normal or easy, it's just one go in the furnace. If you play it on veteran or professional, it's more than that. And that's irritating. I will say G4 in this game. Is it G4? The final boss fight with G in Scenario A. My single least favourite boss fight in this entire game. And the only boss fight I am inconsistent with. I can do every other boss fight fine. Okay, you're dead, you're dead. What about you? Yes, awesome. Get rid of that. Let me see. We will grab the cord. There's a reason the music stops playing in this room. So that will make you jump more. Okay. We should also have another inventory slot after I open this door, because that should be the last place we use the diamond... Not the diamond key, the club key at. Excellent. Well, this is going to be painful. Remember, kids, 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Excuse me. Just gonna... That was a bad idea, that was a bad idea. Nope, no, 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 no. Oh, I prefer this room in Scenario B. I always lose track of the G's. G1 is the first Birkin fight in Scenario B. G2 is the tram car, I think. It depends how you count them. A lot of people I've seen count the fight on the tram platform in... Yeah, we'll go this way. We can drop the cord off, actually. I've seen a lot of people count the Scenario B fight on the platform as like G3.5. 2.5. I don't know, I might be getting confused. But yeah, I really did like the look of pretty much everything in the RE2 remake. I think a lot of what really made RE2, I'd say probably more off-putting than RE7 visually, was there was a stronger human element to the enemies. And of course, body horror is one of the it's one of the simplest but most effective forms of horror. when something looks like the human body, when it becomes off somewhat or it's torn apart or anything like that, it's kind of instinctively repulsive to us. And so I think RE2 did that better than 7 with that, because a lot of RE7 was... Yeah, I want to avoid this actually. I want to wait until I get up to the secretary room again. But there is a liquor here. Let me see if I can do this. RE7, the only human enemies were the bakers. The rest of it was the moulded. Come on. Excellent, we're past it. Yeah, like the rest of it was the moulded, and the moulded were kind of generic. So, you know, there was that. But I think RE2, with its more human-focused design of its monsters and, like, of all the corpses in various states of decay and dismemberment is probably a good term for it. There's a liquor here, isn't there? Shit. Gonna have to go back for that grenade launch. We are not getting past that liquor without it. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to go into an item room. Fastest way, easiest way will be this way. So that's a colossal screw up that I am actually very ashamed of. It's not even so much about the bin thing. It's like the cop you come across in the hallway where you meet the first liquor in this game, in the remake. You come across the cop body and you lift the head and like half of the cheek is missing. And it just stretches, and that's really nasty. I think is one of the best little bits because of the human element to it. Oh, you're talking about the actual player characters. Oh, fair enough. Right, let me put this away for a standard, and also put the lighter away now. Yeah, right. But yeah, it's kind of like in one of the most visually like, oh my god, moments of RE7 is in the garage, where Jack suddenly comes up behind the cop and cleaves... Is cleaves the right word? Like, just jams the shovel through his head. And that's like, oh jeez. Because that's actual physical violent horror to a body. Which I think really worked. I think the remake of 2 really excels in that area as well. I feel like the Silent Hill series, the problem at this point is that Konami lost so much interest in the Silent Hill series. You can kind of see that with how they stopped making the games themselves. Team Silent was kind of disbanded. They stopped making the games themselves and started farming it out to various developers. There was Climax, who did... I think that was Homecoming. And I don't remember the group that did. I don't remember the group that did Downpour. Climax might have also done Shattered Memories, which was really. I didn't bring the fucking crank. Just ignore this entire playthrough. Honestly, this is. I've screwed this up completely. This is not going well. But yeah, like, Konami's just kind of like, yeah, no, we don't want to deal with Silent Hill anymore. Anybody else can have it and deal with it and do whatever they want with it, and that's it. And that's just how the series kind of went on. And there was the Silent Hill arcade game, which was not Silent Hill. There was Silent Hill Book of Memories, which was not Silent Hill. I mean, if there's one thing I'll give to Downpour, it was trying to be Silent Hill. It's got its problems, but, you know, they did some interesting stuff with that. And they tried. And like everybody gets really sad about the cancellation of Silent Hills. But when you consider just how little we actually saw of that, and how little we actually knew about it, so I don't really think there was enough there for us to be disappointed about. I don't know, I feel like Silent Hill 1 with a visual upgrade, maybe. I feel like Silent Hill 2, a lot of it works because of the way it is, as it is. And any attempts to update it would kind of make a lot of it fall flat. That said, if they were going to remake any Silent Hill game, I say they should remake Silent Hill 4 The Room. Because I think that is one of the most interesting Silent Hills. I think it's very overlooked, but it does have problems that should be fixed. Yeah, I do not need to see Pyramid Head raping a mannequin in any higher quality. In fact, like that said, I think that's another thing that does kind of prove my point. Pyramid Head raping that mannequin in Silent Hill 2 looks janky and weird, and I feel like that's supposed to be the point. If you made it smoother, if you made it look more natural, I feel like that would kind of take away from the unrealness of the entire situation. And this is why I can't speedrun. Because I just forget things, and then it's like, oh well, you know, I guess I'm not doing this again. That's an hour down the toilet, and I don't feel like doing this again. And that's why I don't speedrun. The good news is, though, I should remember everything else. The only other thing to really remember is the valve handle a little bit later. We should be able to remember that. Well, the rape as a thing, rape as a thing, I don't really feel like it comes up in Silent Hill 2. Any of the sexualized elements of that are mostly part of the symbolism for the repressed sexual desires of James. But if you're after a game that actually does address rape as a concept, the video game adaptation of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream does that. There you are. And I want the acid rounds. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, we'll put the explosive rounds back. We don't ever need the lighter again, we'll take you. And we're all good. Yeah, I Have No Mouth and Armor Scream is not a pleasant game by any means. It's not a bad game. It is a very interesting game, for many reasons. But it holds nothing back and has a lot of very controversial topics.
Claire!
Sherry, you're okay.
But again, does actually address rape as a concept. Silent Hill 2, I feel like the rape is more just less that it's rape, more that it's just this weird thing going on that is like, I'm sorry, what? That's happening now? Oh, I have to actually pick this up. Alright. And then Sherry comes in.
I'm going down there.
But yeah, like Silent Hill 2, I feel like it's less about the rape, more about the unreal nature of everything and how it just doesn't connect. That said, if you want to talk about rape, in fact, you know what, rape is kind of a topic in Silent Hill 2, just not with Pyramid Head, it's with Angela. And I feel like there's a lot of overlooking Angela as a character and the importance of that kind of thing to her as a character in favour of just the spectacle, the visual spectacle of Pyramid Head raping that mannequin. Why are there torches down here?
So you've made it this far.
Silent Hill 2 is a game. It's another game that I have not played in years. A lot of it at this point is memories, discussion about the themes and stuff.
Shut up!
I should really go through Silent Hill 2 again.
What's happened? Those monsters from Umbrella.
Or just like, I should really go through the Silent Hills again. Because I have, since the stream started, I have kind of debated with the more relaxed, longer form style of the streams. I have debated just like doing this rather than the channel.
Tell me.
Because when it works, I actually do enjoy this more. I enjoy the discussion with people in the chats. I enjoy the discussion with the people in the chat. I enjoy the longer form factor of this. Because it's a live stream, bad things are gonna happen that I can't control. Like those two screw-ups around the clock tower here. But that's all part of the experience of the live stream, and that's just something we take.
In case you haven't already.
So yeah, I'll definitely look into whether or not I want to stream Silent Hill. Could do it as like a theme as we get closer to October, maybe.
Umbrella must be trying to cover its tracks. But if I have to go...
Yeah, honestly, the lag is... It's weird. Like, we start the stream off and, oh, it's a pain. But then it kind of smooths out and we're fine for the rest of it. And it's irritating. I love that. Honestly, I really do. I think that's an amazing thing. That said, is there a grenade? Yeah, there we go. More acid rounds. I knew it. That said, as a kid, the Leon Ace scenario version of that screwed me up intensely. because I first saw this game before I was diagnosed with asthma. And Ben, who gets that in Leon's A scenario, before his chest is ripped open, specifically says, "My chest is burning." I regularly had chest pains that time. And so I was like, oh my god, is that happening to me? So that was not pleasant as a kid of like 5. 6? No, this game came out when I was 5, yeah. So this is a G monster. I am not entirely happy that they expanded the role this thing has in the remake. Can I get back to the ladder? Awesome. Not entirely happy that they expanded that thing in the remake. It was really kind of irritating. But, that's it for, what was that, 4 acid rounds? So yeah, no, if we get the lag issues sorted out, which definitely going to work on. So if we can figure out what the issue is, because like now, since we got the lag issues sorted for this stream, for the current stream we're doing, been fine. You know, I will believe you on that, Bane. I will believe you. But since we got the lag issues sorted, it's been fine. It's like, you know, this is more fun than just sitting here playing this on my own.
Actually, her father.
Yeah, the ones in the sewers, I'm not overly fond of them. They get in the way. They're one of those enemy types that doesn't appear too often, but appears often enough that it's like,
Just make it out of town.
and they're irritating to fight. They're irritating enough to fight that it's like, yeah, I don't want to see any of these guys.
You have to make sure you don't leave my side.
It's like, you know, I don't like dealing with them at all.
Leon, are you still there? We're leaving.
Are you crazy? The streets are still crawling with zombies.
It'll be all right, trust me. We found a way to the sewer. Follow us later.
Claire! Claire! Wait, wait!
If you let him get close, yeah, I feel like Claire has an easier time with the G monsters in the sewers. That's probably just because I'm more willing to use the submachine gun on them than I am the Magnum, which leaves the only option Leon has as the shotgun or the pistol, neither of which are great for them. But once you get the flamethrower with Leon, they're not too bad. But once you get the flamethrower with Leon, you're also past most of them. And you know, at that point,
Come on, let's get out of here.
there's usually at least one in the way on your way out of there, but you can very easily run past it. Yeah, I've not actually considered that, Bane, whether he does or not.
Run!
It's possible. The knife issue is very easily remedied if you get the infinite knife, which just requires you to get all 15 Mr. Raccoon statues, which carry over between playthroughs, which is really nice.
Sherry? Where are you? Sherry!
And the knife, particularly when you have the infinite knife in the remake, if you know how to use it, can be really effective, especially against bosses, because you can actually hit multiple hitboxes on the bosses. Because every boss has like several hitboxes. The bigger they are, the more hitboxes they have. And with a knife, you can end up hitting a bunch of them at once. And it can count as so much damage so fast. Which can make the infinite knife one of the best weapons to use. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Those cockroaches are like the single most dangerous thing in the game.
Claire? Oh. Oh.
One thing I will definitely say about the remake that I did like, that Sherry actually has some visual indication that she's been infected with a G embryo. I did really like that. Okay, so there's some stuff that I'm gonna want here. I want to grab the valve handle. We don't need the grenade launcher for now. Is there anything else I want? No, that's actually good for now. We're going to want this for the next boss battle. Is there 2 sets of grenade launcher ammo down here? I always forget. I feel like there is. Come on. Maybe not. Yeah, well. If you know how to if you know how to bait a zombie, you can really avoid having to pump any ammo into a lot of them. So the only danger down here are the spiders, but keep moving and never get caught on one, and the spiders are actually no threat. And as a result, you should never really need a blue herb. Oh, hey, Annette.
Oh, I see. Another spy sent by Umbrella, right? Let me guess. You're here to steal my husband's G-Virus, aren't you? You are tenacious, I'll give you that.
Husband?
That's a weird thing to describe somebody you consider an enemy as. Delicious.
Sherry's mother?
What?
Sherry's wandering around alone in the sewers. You have to help me find her.
That's impossible. I told her to go to the police station. What's she doing here? William will be after her.
William?
That's right. The creature that's been causing all this destruction is none other than my own husband.
This way. It's sheer perfection. My precious G-Virus. No one will ever take you away from me.
There he is.
So you finally come.
Doctor, we're here to collect the G-Virus sample.
Sorry, but I won't just hand over.
You know, I don't think Birkin's face actually looks too bad in this. I think the face is actually fairly well modelled in this cutscene.
That's it, all right. Okay, let's
especially compared to the USS soldiers.
William. Oh my. Hold on, darling. I'm taking care of that bullet wound first. Stay here.
Alpha team.
I think a lot of things looked weird in Zero.
We'll be at the rendezvous point.
Rebecca's face in the CGs looked really weird in Zero.
Are you telling me that he injected the G-Virus into his own body?
The G-Virus has the ability to revitalize cellular functions.
So here's one thing that does kind of ruin the continuity.
Over there. Shoot! Eat this, you freak! I'm stopping it!
Birkin here has like the claws and the eye.
Hurry!
But when we meet him in Scenario B and is in his G1 form, he's not as mutated as this. Even though this should take place way before that.
Fire! Fire!
There was also one thing I did notice while playing through Operation Raccoon City with a friend recently. The date. With Birkin. This takes place like several days before where we're at now.
So those rats were the carriers of the virus?
As a result of his virus-induced transmutation, William should have lost any prior memories he had as a human by now.
Let me think.
I tried to save him, but I'm afraid it's already too late.
But...
And that's not even...
Trying to think of what I'm trying to say.
Every G-Virus bioweapon, including William, has the ability to implant embryos into other life forms.
This is several days after that. He should be more mutated than he is. Especially for the time it would have taken for the virus to spread throughout the city.
Are likely to reject the embryo, but since Sherry is his...
And more than that, Operation Raccoon City really kind of pushes that further.
It's an inherent survival instinct.
By saying that that was a week before this.
It's Sherry! You go that way.
But, you know, you shouldn't take Operation Raccoon City seriously at all. Like, whether it was a week, I don't know, but it's definitely at least a few days. Yeah, exactly. The fast incubation time hit the USS before they were extracted, which means you're talking probably under an hour. Okay, so this is going to be a bit awkward. I should have grabbed the other medal and then placed it on the way here. Oh, I'm not talking about zombie bites. I'm talking about Birkin. Like, the zombie bites in Resident Evil are generally very inconsistent in how fast they'll turn somebody. The only real guarantee is that somebody will turn, that's it.
Sherry!
No, I'm just talking like Birkin. It's been like several days since Birkin injected himself with the G virus, which you'd think by this point means he should be more mutated than he is. So the only answer to that I can really think of is you see him breaking open the G virus samples that the USS took. Take a bite out of that. Eyes too big for your stomach. Chew on this. The only thing I can really think of is, like, you see Birkin taking the G-Virus samples the USS took, and breaking them open over himself, and presumably ingesting them. My guess is that kind of reverted
Wake up, Shaun.
the transmutation at some point, and what actually causes more mutation would be damage.
My stomach. It hurts.
Don't worry.
Because, like, the more damage we deal to Birkin, the more he mutates.
Let's go.
And his initial mutation was focused around the arm where he was shot. The G-Virus, I think, is actually supposed to be completely separate from the progenitor virus, though. Don't quote me on that, because... No, it wouldn't have mattered, because it's not here. Alright. The Eagle Medal is with the USS bodies in Leon's campaign. I always get that confused. Yeah, don't quote me on that, because honestly, the timeline of viruses in this game is so damn confusing. And like how all the viruses actually are connected to each other is so damn confusing. The G virus was taken as a result. It was created as a result of the Lisa Trevor experiments after, I think after she was injected with the NE-alpha parasite, the Nemesis parasite. Which would be, like, honestly, we're just getting confused with this at this point. Yeah, I'll take those then. Come on, Sherry. Don't fall behind. Now, the entire thing becomes confusing. You have to look really far into it. Honestly, and not entirely worth it. Generally a lot of stuff post T-Virus, though, is derived from Lisa Trevor. With, I think, the exception of the NE-alpha parasite. Although perfection of the NE-alpha parasite may have come from the Lisa Trevor experiment. I don't know, Bane would probably be able to confirm or deny a few of these things. So he is also very knowledgeable about this kind of thing. There you go. Sherry, you need to stop doing that. Yeah, after the NE alpha parasite was injected into Lisa Trevor. Honestly, God knows what Wesker's doing in Zero. He's wasting time is what he's doing. And then the T Veronica virus is like inject the T virus into an ant or something. Into a queen ant. And then if you want to start getting really confusing, you can start talking about the TG virus from Dead Aim. The whole virus supplement thing that Wesker has in 5 was so weird. That's a 2-slot thing, so I guess we're not getting a spark shot. Because we're not going to burn through that much ammo this soon. Yeah, the TG virus that will turn men into women and ruin your cannon. Sherry, take that vomit, please. Two shots. Well, I'm not going for those herbs. Sherry? Sherry? Damn it. Come on, Sherry. Come on, girl. Come on. Alright. Yeah, honestly, Dead Aim is such a weird game. Yeah, let me grab those actually before I go into the item box. But it's generally RE4 really just scrapping pretty much all of the Umbrella stuff and just calling an end to it was definitely a good thing, because like it had gotten so crazy, and even when they went back after that to do more with it, it was still ridiculous. Alright, Sherry, let's go. You know, there were stupider things in Dead Aim than Morpheus D. Duval. Swear to God, Sherry. And then there was, what was it, Sergei Vladimir in the Umbrella Chronicles was another villain along the same lines, with his Talos-type tyrants. Totally gonna have to do Dead Aim at some point. I'll tell you what will actually be really interesting, because Dead Aim is actually like the 3rd Survivor game. There is the original Survivor on PS1, which, you know, we have to do. We really do. There is also Code Veronica Survivor 2. Alright, no, it's Survivor 2 Code Veronica. which, fun fact, turns out wasn't released in the US. DE? Which one's that one, Bird? I don't recognise that an acronym off the top of my head. And yeah, like, once we get out of the PlayStation,
My stomach.
the rest of the game is very fast. So yeah, we're pretty much at the lab already, once we get past this boss.
Hang in there, Sherry. Your forehead's burning up. I've got to hurry before the embryos pupate.
DE. See, there's Dead Aim, which is DA, Deadly Silence, DS. I can't think of what DE is. Oh, DA, alright, yeah, no, okay. And I'll be honest, it's been a very long time since I played Dead Aim, so I do not remember the Fat Blind Tyrant. I remember Morpheus because of how ridiculous that was. I actually got rid of Dead Aim at one point. And it's only recently that I picked it up again. I love the grenade launcher in this game. It is awesome. Oh, see you, Birkin. Oh, wait, no, I remember the G's, yeah. Because G3 is the first form of the final boss fight in Scenario A, then he goes into G4. Yeah, you're right, totally right. Well, in the remake, you have to reload it manually, which is part of the issue. In this, it's just part of the firing animation. Yeah, I'd say like another half hour at most, and we'll be done with this game. Because the lab, Claire has a longer time in the lab in Scenario A than Leon does. Because she has to go down, up, down.
Claire?
Well, let me see.
You're finally awake.
Down to the bottom to get
That's
the
okay. You keep it. I'm
lab.
sure it'll keep you safe.
Up to get the
you,
vaccine,
Claire.
down to get the vaccine. And then she exits part way back
I'm an
up.
only child. Neither of my parents ever spent much time with me because of their work. I grew up alone. But now that you're with me, I finally have someone to rely upon.
But yeah, I got rid of Dead Aim at one point, and I've only recently picked it back up again. It was actually a lot harder to find the second time round.
Sherry. Rest here for a bit. I'll be right back, as soon as I found the antidote for you.
They unequipped my grenade launcher. Yes, we want those. Nothing else. Awesome, and we are actually going to do a safety save here. Yeah, I feel like the PS2 Resident Evil games certainly more, like more interesting, definitely, than a lot of people give them credit for. Outbreak was a really interesting experiment. I want to keep the grenade launcher. I'm going to make the grenade launcher our main weapon now. Also equip it would be nice. Yeah, I really like that in Outbreak as well. One of my favourite things about when we revisited the lab in Outbreak was that it kept the same layout. And one thing I really loved about Darkside Chronicles when we were just revisited 2 was that it kept the same layout almost entirely. I think there were a few differences for the sake of story. You end up in a few different areas and stuff like that. A few areas might look a little bit different, but for the most part, the police station, certainly as well, was almost exactly the same, and I really like that. And it's one of the major complaints that I have with Operation Raccoon City. The first level has you in this lab, and it looks completely different, and I didn't like that. I hope everybody appreciated that animation. Yeah, like, Capcom went with the GameCube exclusivity for an extended period from Remake up until just a little bit before 4 came out. And they justified the PS2 Resident Evils at that point by saying they weren't main series games. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, by saying they weren't main series games. And I think like the games that came out of that were actually very interesting, certainly worth talking about in their own right. Yeah, why not? I mean, we're never going to use all of them, but yeah, why not? Because I didn't bring the lighter. Alright, let's go through. While it's still on fire. Too far. Nice. And for our troubles, we get a bunch more grenade rounds. Really wish I could just pick up both at once. Alright, let's get going. Yeah, like Outbreak is a really interesting experiment. I really do think Capcom should revisit. And I guarantee you, we keep doing Resident Evil stuff. I'm going to say that multiple times. I do think Capcom should do this again. Do Outbreak again. Yeah, that was one of the weirdest things. The European version never had the online support. And it's not like PS2 games didn't get online support in Europe, because Final Fantasy XI on PS2, I'm pretty sure got online support in Europe. Code Veronica, Survivor Code Veronica is really interesting. Especially as like an alternate means of experiencing Code Veronica. I think that's really interesting. Dead Aim is pretty interesting. And like, don't get me wrong, the remake and Zero, certainly the better games that came out at the time. Come on, where's this other guy? You missed your cue, buddy. There we go. Don't have enough space for all of them, so we'll just take 2. So what was I saying? I have forgotten. Remake and Zero are definitely the better games. Even Zero, with its problems, is better. That said, like, the PS2 exclusive Resident Evil games are certainly worth experiencing. I'm gonna put this away. Am I? No, I'm gonna put this away and get the bowgun back out, and also grab the weapon key. Yeah, that's good for now. Get one more use out of the bowgun. I think Gaiden gets a really bad rap, honestly. It's usually regarded as like one of the worst Resident Evil games, and it's really not. It's stupid, yeah, but, you know, Resident Evil's stupid. Resident Evil is really stupid. Gaiden is very playable, honestly. And you may have seen the Game Boy Color port prototype of the original Resident Evil, which is very impressive. Like, the amount of work that went into that and the result of it is so impressive. It's also really bad. Like that, if that game had come out, it would not have been a good game. It's like, you can play the prototype ROMs, the ones that are like almost complete, and they do not play well at all. And like, the fact that they managed to get Resident Evil in any kind of recognizable state on the Game Boy Color is amazing. But they were never going to get it playable, and Capcom did the right thing in cancelling that. Yeah, the only love Barry got for like 20 years. Probably closer to 15, but you know, like the only Barry love for a long time. No, Gaiden isn't the Game Boy port. Gaiden is its own original story that was considered non-canon afterwards.
You killed William. I'll never forgive you for that.
The actual Game Boy Color port was bad. I do recommend trying it sometime. See if you can pick up the ROM and run it through an emulator or something, and actually give it a go, and it is actually bad.
My husband has ever left in my hands.
It's impressive, and it's really cool to know that it almost existed.
Sherry's in serious trouble.
But it is not a good game. It would not have been a good game.
And if that happens, then Sherry won't.
What? William. You're alive.
Honestly, if you are after playing Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil, on the go, my big recommendation is Resident Evil Deadly Silence on the DS. Yeah, that was probably one of the main reasons why that game was rendered non-canon. The weird ending with Body Snatcher Leon, or Shapeshifter Leon. And like, you know, probably for the best, honestly, because that was kind of stupid. But yeah, like, you want to play the original Resident Evil on the go, Resident Evil DS. It goes above and beyond just being a port. It is, I would say, the single best version of the original game. It has a bunch of really neat additions, quality of life features that were taken from later games in the series. The 180-degree turn from RE3 is implemented. The manual reload is something you can do in that game, which is so helpful. The knife is its own separate button rather than being an inventory item, which gives the knife some utility in the original game, which is awesome. The map is always on the top screen, and the top screen will also tell you your current health and ammo count.
I have detailed information.
It's like, even if you're not a fan of the DS gimmicks, if you play the game on the classic mode rather than the rebirth mode, you don't have to deal with any of those gimmicks. And I do think it is the best way to play the original Resident Evil.
And tell her I'm sorry I wasn't a better mother. Tell her I love her.
If Gaiden had been canon, RE4 would just not have happened. Although it does beg the question, was Gaiden ever intended to be canon?
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. Repeat.
The self-destruct sequence has been activated. This sequence may not be aborted. All employees proceed to the emergency car at the bottom platform. You know, maybe I've played this game too much. Let's see, I want to drop something off. The bow gun. Want to get rid of the bow gun. Want to keep that. Want to drop you. Grab you. Drop you. Perfect. And we're off. Yeah, I've heard this a lot.
Leon,
yeah, I do wonder if Gaiden was ever intended to be canon, because it is really weird, and the whole underground organization they have to take out Umbrella is kind of interesting. And it's the only interaction Leon has with a STARS member until 6, where he actually interacts with Chris. Or we see him interact with Chris, because there is the implication that he interacts with Chris behind the scenes in Code Veronica.
I still have a few loose ends to take care of.
Oh no, I've not died around here a lot. I've died on the final boss a lot, but that's, at that point I'm usually like, you know, I'm kind of done now. It's just that I've been through this a lot. So if I'm going to die in this game, 9 times out of 10 it's against the final boss here. But you hear the same sequence on both A and B for both characters. It's the same sequence, said the same way, so... like, you play through the game normally, you're going to hear it 4 individual times. So then you start playing through the game more, you're going to hear it more than that. And the Ivies are here. Just run past this one. Fun fact, that is actually a separate spawning than the ones we dealt with in that room earlier. Because what you can do is ignore the ones that we killed there earlier, leave the room, and when you come back they'll still be in that position. They're actually a separate enemy counted as. Alright, so, yes. So we're just going to set this up for the Scenario B playthrough. Alright. Get rid of that. You know, I should have brought the bowgun for this room, actually. Just have to deal with this. Grab the cartridge. Grab the explosive rounds. Proceed. Excuse me. Use the cartridge. Kill you. Kill you. Press the button. What's this? Got to have Mo disc. I knew you were not dead. I knew it. Now let's get the base vaccine. Now we need to head back down to the bottom of the lab. What are you talking about? I'm not drunk. Pay no attention to the swerves. Get around this one. When you're playing as Leon, it is never worth fighting the Ivies. The flamethrower is not worth bothering with. And the flamethrower is like the only real way to deal with them as Leon. You can shoot them, but it's never as effective as fire. But the flamethrower is so worthless. So your best bet with Leon is to just ignore them all. There's that screen transition zombie. I want you dead. You've insulted my name and my honor. Take out this one. I can't believe we're still on fine, actually. Get a little bit closer, apparently. Alright, drop the Mo disc off. Remember, kids, you've got to have Mo disc. We're almost there. Just keep going. Just ignore Annette's body. Place the vaccine here. Push the switch. Serve at a chilled temperature. The vaccine replaces the lockpick, so you don't have to worry about the inventory space, which is really nice. And now we can get out of here and head towards the final boss. And the time limit will kick in when we enter the room where we fight the final boss. But the good news is, you will never really have to worry about a time limit running out, because either you will be dead or the boss is dead. Alright, so let's get prepped. Just to get rid of that damage we've taken from the zombies in the lab. Let's go finish this. Alright, let's go.
Until detonation.
So, like I say, unless you are really screwing around, you should never see the end of these 5 minutes, because either you will be dead or the boss will be dead. Also, they have spelled elevator wrong on the floor there. I feel like if I didn't mention that, Bane would never leave me alone over it. So this is G3. Most dangerous part about this guy, compared to G2, is that the flame rounds do not stun him. Should have auto-aimed there, Claire. There we go, now he splits into the worst form in the game. And my best recommendation for this is to not be stingy with the health items. We are in caution. Use that full heal, because this guy will throw a lot of damage on you really fast. And he is very fast, and he will catch you. Are you gonna get down? Yep, gonna do that. Use those herbs. Come on, come on. Just keep pumping him. Still fine. Get away from him. Use those herbs. There we go. Oh, that's not the one that climbs out the molten vat. That's not G, that's the tyrant. So that could have gone better, but you know, we did it. So let's just get the hell out of here. Also, don't dawdle, because you are still playing the game and the time is still going. And that's Scenario A of Resident Evil 2. Well, the thing with Birkin is the claws kind of superseded by the teeth towards the end. The tyrant is all claw, and it always has been. Every incarnation of the tyrant is big on the claws.
Sherry's unconscious.
You'll probably enjoy the Scenario B run. if you do not like the Tyrant.
Claire, what's happening?
Not now. Come on, Cherry, wake up. Wake up. Please wake up.
Claire? Where am I?
It worked!
Oh, Sherry.
Thanks, Leon.
You're gonna be okay.
Thanks, Claire.
I do love the music for the final Tyrant fight in this game. I will
find
agree
my
the
brother.
remake,
You're right.
the Super Tyrant form was kind of lackluster. Honestly. I really wish I would have done something with like both arms
God is
being
protected.
claws, but
It will always be with you.
Claire.
Sherry.
oh yeah, no, you should watch the Scenario B run. You will enjoy what happens to the Tyrant. So that was Scenario A of Resident Evil 2, released in 1998. As far as I'm aware, the first game directed by Hideki Kamiya, who would later go on to direct such favourites as the original Devil May Cry, Beautiful Joe. I think he directed Okami. Of course, there was Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2, which... oof. Yeah, I feel like the design of the Tyrant in his Super Tyrant form in the remake was definitely less interesting. Honestly, I was a little disappointed with that. The fight itself's kind of neat, and the spark plug used to free up space for the rocket launcher was kind of cool. I like that being brought back. But yeah, Scenario B we'll be getting to. Not going to be doing it tonight. Special thanks to Microsoft, I've never noticed that before. Huh. Won't be getting into it tonight, probably won't do it tomorrow either. I have to be in work early on Thursday, though we'll see. If not tomorrow, definitely Thursday we'll be back with Scenario B. And then, after that, we're back to more Dark Souls. So we are just coming up to one of everyone's least favourite parts of Dark Souls. We are just coming up to Sen's Fortress. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 is certainly a game near and dear to my heart at this point. Of course, I was heavily excited with the remake, and it came out and the remake was excellent. Has its problems when you compare it to this game. As a remake of this game, kind of like, you've kind of let me down in a few areas. As its own game, spectacular, but we'll get to it. And all that's left now is to see the rank we got. Which, if it is an A, we're going to scrap this whole run and I will burn this house to the ground. Yeah. Under 2.5 hours as well. That's even with the screw-ups. Still good. Just imagine how much time would have been shaved off if I hadn't forgotten the crank and also the grenade launcher. So that was, even despite the screw-ups, that was not a bad one. We could run through Scenario B using the infinite rocket launcher. But that will lower our rank for Scenario B, so we're not going to do that. Thank you, s.a.a. I appreciate the support there. Like I say, not the best run, screwed up a couple of times, but you know it went fairly well. We still got under 2.5 hours, still got the A rank. So that was Resident Evil 2, Scenario A. When we come back, probably on Thursday, we will be doing Scenario B, just to get that done. And then, after that, we'll be back to Dark Souls.